when we lived in the Midwest during the wintertime, because it was like so cold, that's why they call it, seasonal depression, because you can't go outside. There's nothing you can do. And so you get sad and lonely and cold. It's like shivering in the corner.
Yeah.
Almost.
Gotta get that vitamin D. So then go. Oh my goodness. We know where her brain went.
That too.
Welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast, where no topic is off limits. We're the girlfriends that keep it real and give you different perspectives, because we know one way isn't always the right way.
Hey guys, welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast. I'm Elsie.
I'm Ma.
I'm Cash.
And I'm MB.
Right. So today for our drink of choice, we're going to have coffee. And in coffee, I mixed a tablespoon of red ginseng concentrate powder. Ginseng has been shown to have really great health benefits. It's got lots of antioxidant, and it helps to also boost like brain health. It helps you calm down, and it also helps you focus. And recently, cherry on top, 2011, there was a research that came out that shows that it also improves melasma specifically. And you guys know that's something that I've been battling.
Yeah.
So I thought it was so interesting. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about wellness. So I wanted to try this out. This is my first time trying it.
Okay.
So let's go for it and see. By the way,
How much did you put in?
1 tablespoon
So you have
per serving.
the label.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, you can definitely taste the juicing. Yeah. Taste
It's a little bitter, huh?
Ooh. Well, because, I drink my coffee black too. So then with this
It's
in
extra
it, it's
bitter.
extra bitter, and it's very, it tastes a little bit powdery.
There's a bit of a
You might have to stir it up a little bit
Oh,
more.
okay.
dirt taste. Not that I know what dirt tastes like, but if I were to eat it, I would think it would taste like this.
I like it though. I'm going to test it out, guys. I'm going to keep drinking it. I think it's like you see results 8 to 12 weeks for the skin thing. But in terms of brain health, like it's supposed to help calm you down and increase focus, like supposedly immediately, I think.
And you can put it in anything. It doesn't have
Anything,
to be coffee,
yeah.
right? Okay.
You can just like make it into a tea. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and wellness, specifically stress. We are in Feb, so it's technically still the New Year's, and I've been thinking about it. And I feel like a lot of times at the beginning of the new year, we, think about how to improve ourselves, but it's more like physical. Like I want to lose weight, I want to hit the gym. But I haven't really heard anyone really talk about mental health and getting ahead of that. So I wanted to talk about that today. So my first question is, are you aware of some of the major stressors in your life? Like what are those things? And then secondly, how do you think you can, prepare yourself to just be more mindful and just to kind of prioritize and figure that out and prevent stress in your life? So I can go first by giving an example. And for me, it's like I tend to take on too many things at once.
Okay.
Then I get overwhelmed,
Okay.
So that's something that I'm going to be more mindful of going forward and making sure to manage and really kind of focus on 1 or 2 major things instead of like doing so much.
I think for me, I don't know when I'm stressed out.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's so hard. It's really
Like, I don't know when I'm stressed out. I always just assume I'm not stressed. But I think I realize that I'm stressed out when I lay in bed all day.
Yeah.
That's probably me being like stressed out. But like I don't know it until I'm like, I think I not hit rock bottom. Okay, it's not that serious. But I think I feel it when I start feeling like lethargic and I just don't want to do anything.
Yep.
I think maybe that's stress, but I don't realize that I'm stressed until that actually happens.
I totally agree. That's how I know that I'm stressed too.
Yeah.
If I feel like I don't know what to do, I just want to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
Or like I'm up at night.
you know, when people are like, oh gosh, I'm so stressed, right? I'm like, how do you know you're stressed? Like for me, I'm like, no, my life is great. but it's not true, you know, like, and then I find myself like feeling down and stuff. I'm like, oh, I probably was stressed out. That's probably why.
I used to, before I realized that, I would just work until I felt burned out. And then I would be like, okay, guys, I need a vacation. And next month I'm going. Like I used to never plan vacations ahead, but I would just do so much until finally I'm like, I gotta take time out. And, you know, so that was how I knew I was stressed back then. Now I know, like, okay, if I'm not doing anything and I'm just sitting there, I'm probably overwhelmed.
So when you say you don't know when you're stressed, don't you have some type of anxiety? Because like to me, when I'm stressed, I have a lot of anxiety.
You know,
for certain
honestly,
things.
I don't really know what anxiety is. Or
I don't
what
have anxiety.
What it feels like.
We're more sensitive.
Yeah.
I think we're more sensitive in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if
That
I
makes
had to
sense.
discuss the stuff that stresses me out, a lot of it is things that aren't even happening yet.
Really?
Yeah, like
Because
okay,
you're a worry wart.
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And more so after I had my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I would have a lot of anxiety. Like I'll be laying in bed and I'll think like, okay, is she okay? Is her health okay? And then I worry about my health, and then I worry about the people I love's health and like my partner's health. Stuff
And
like that.
You just went down a rabbit hole. I'm like, what?
Like projecting.
yeah, but
stuff.
like it's not like I talk to him about it because I don't want my partner to take on these like feelings that I'm just feeling, you know.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
do like worry about that, and I can sense it because I'm thinking, and it's harder for me to go to sleep.
Mm.
Or else if it's something to do with work and I'm taking on a project that I'm not comfortable with, then I keep thinking about it and I get a lot of anxiety over it.
Is that what anxiety is when you're like constantly
Constantly worried.
Mm-hmm.
like when I should have made rice for your mom? Is that anxiety?
I think so.
I guess.
I think on a certain,
I guess.
certain
Dude,
level.
I thought
Yeah,
about
because you worried about it.
Yeah.
yeah, I thought about it all night and all morning. I'm like, dang, I should have made rice for her.
That's more reflection.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
okay,
so.
okay.
Yeah,
that's
anxiety is
more
like a
reflection.
free thing.
Because
Oh.
anxiety is anticipation of
Yes.
work
Oh,
happening.
okay.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
so it's future related, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though, you're talking about stress.
Mhm.
Where is the line between anxiety and stress? Is it the same thing? Is it similar? Is it different?
I think it's definitely related, you know.
So do you get anxiety and then you're stressed out? Is that typically how?
It's the same. I mean, you know, honestly, I am not like a professional. I'm not a therapist, but I feel like anxiety is like that feeling, and stress is like it's the after effect. Anxiety is like that rumination, you know, like that thinking over and over, and then stress
It's
comes from that too.
snowballing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all like adds up.
Yeah. For me, I think I do get stressed, but I do tend to handle it.
I feel like you internalize. So tell us how you handle it.
Trying to multitask and handle everything at the same time, especially with school, it is very stressful. And how do I handle it? I think that oftentimes I have to tell myself, okay, calm down. I got this one at a time. So I just take care of things one at a time. And as long as I'm managing that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So it's about being self-aware and then stopping myself in my track as I'm going down a rabbit hole and then managing that in the moment. And that's how I manage it. However, I will say when I was living in the Midwest, I went walking a lot. Besides wintertime, I always went walking around this lake, and walking and being in the scenic areas and outdoors really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Now I do yoga.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just saying to her yesterday, like walking is so good because it's like a super meditative exercise.
Yeah.
Because you were walking yesterday on the treadmill, and she was like, I can't walk like that.
Yeah, but-
I would like get bored out of my mind. I was like, no, it's so good for you because like
walking place.
like it just allows your brain to kind of settle and relax. You know, at first you're thinking about a lot of things, but at a certain point, you start to kind of zone out, and that is meditation. It allows your brain to calm down. You know,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I what I meant by that is I can't walk on a treadmill and for that to be peaceful. For me, peaceful is like, oh yeah, we can walk outside. That's peaceful and that's relaxing to me. Yeah, but if I'm on a treadmill and I'm like walking, I'm just like, when is the 1 minute gonna be up? It's like it's never ending. Even though I try to watch movies, I try listening to music, all I'm thinking about is, when am I gonna hit the mark when I'm done? That's all I think about.
I block the time thing because I walk for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just block it.
That's impressive.
I try that too. I try that too.
Yeah, because then I'll constantly be thinking like, oh my gosh, we're only 10 minutes in. We're only 15 minutes in. So I'll block it with my phone and I'll just watch something
Yeah.
to take my mind off of when is this going to end?
Yeah.
So do you set the timer, the 30-minute timer on your phone or on the machine?
On the machine.
Okay.
It tells me how long I've been going. So I just put it on a high incline at speed 3. And it's my way to kind of get some exercise in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I do it to relieve stress. That's not the intention.
Yeah.
It's more for health.
Weight loss.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But they say exercise is actually a really good form of stress reliever.
Yeah.
And
Also, they say step outside of the house, the apartment,
Oh,
some
yeah.
real sunlight. Because we had days, back in COVID days and whatever, when you don't exit your apartment or your home at all, and you feel slouchy, slumpy, kind of depressed.
Yeah.
It makes a difference when
Yeah.
you step outside of your house and get some.
I think that's true because when we lived in the Midwest during the wintertime, because it was like so cold, that's why they call it, seasonal depression, because you can't go outside. There's nothing you can do. And so you get sad and lonely and cold. It's like shivering in the corner.
Yeah.
Almost.
Gotta get that vitamin D. So then go. Oh my goodness. We know where her brain went.
that too.
That too. That's me. Both. Okay.
I almost said it, but I didn't say it. Okay. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So then this year, then how can you get ahead of that? Because now we're thinking about those things, right? And now we're like, okay, yeah, this might mean stress for me. So how do we prevent those kinds of things? Like, what can you do to prevent those things?
I bought a lot of planners.
Yes.
Okay, so they're both from TikTok. The first planner I got was called Better Life Today or Better New Me or something. So the journal goes through every day. It asks you a question and you write down and reflect on that question. And every day, every quarter, it focuses on one aspect of wellness, right? So I think the first 3 months is focusing on self-care. So it'll ask you questions of today, what did you do today that you would have wanted to do better. I did get that planner because I do want to focus on writing down my thoughts because it's easy to think through it, but then you forget about it. But when you write it down, you tend to remember it more.
Yep.
And then I also got another planner that was a financial planner, so that it can track all of my expenses and all of my savings goals and, how to pay off your debt and things like that. So I got those 2 planners with the intention that I'm going to use them and plan out my life.
She planning out her mental wellness and financial wellness. That's great. She got all these boxes in and she's opening. She's like, I'm becoming like you. I'm getting all these journals and things. I was like, oh, that's great. Because I love journals. But for me, they're just notebooks. And I literally as I've gone through the years, I've kind of developed my own sections of what works for me, what helps me. So I have I'll literally draw with a ruler, a section for time log, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is what I did. And so that I can track how much time I'm spending on certain things that are relevant or irrelevant. And top 3 things that I want to achieve today, and then smaller tasks. So I have all these little sections that I literally draw myself into notebooks. And I like writing my goals, 10-year goal, ultimate life goal over and over every morning to just kind of really firmly plant it in my mind. But then I found this planner at Target. I was just like kind of walking around. And I was like, wow, it's so similar to what I do. And that I bought it. So I'm like super excited to use that too. It's going to help me just like prioritize.
I guess that's related to your stress and how you're dealing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like for someone like me, if it's just things that I'm thinking in my head, how do you like deal with that? Like,
I think maybe you try to stop yourself before you're too far down in that rabbit hole.
right. I mean,
Well,
it is like internalizing
Yeah.
things. So I guess to answer your question with regards to how do I deal with that, I don't know. Because it's not stuff that's happening. It's not stuff that I can write in a planner.
Well, if I were to specifically address the example that you gave about health, you can be like, okay, well, this health is a major concern for me. So what I'm going to do is feed my family healthy meals every day. I walk every day. I'm going to take Presley for a walk every day, or, the family will do a little walk as a family around the block every day after dinner, so that like I'm taking these actions, preventative actions to help my mind settle in and say, I'm already doing a lot of things to prevent these things, so I don't have to worry about them,
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what
I did end up buying like a bunch of supplements. So I am taking supplements, and my fiance told me to not buy him anymore because he doesn't want to take them. But
Well, he kind of needs to.
Well, something's been working because I saw him. I was like, hey, you've been working out. It looks like you're losing weight.
well, he has a more active job, so that helps a lot. But for me, like, yes, my focus is to like work out, not just for physical appearance, but I mean, it does help. Like once I'm on the treadmill and I am working out, you do feel better. You feel more structure within your day. So it gives me time not to think so much.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I have these thoughts, it's usually when I'm lying in bed. Throughout the day, I'm not thinking about it, like it's like really early in the morning before I start work, and I'm sitting here thinking about just random stuff like, oh my gosh, what if my daughter falls and hits her head? Like, it's just things like that. And I don't, I don't know if it's something changed after I had a kid, because I remember our friend, prior to me even having a child, she said that she gets a lot of anxiety. And and then after I had my daughter, I would get these like feeling of like, oh my gosh, what if this happens? And I'm not there.
Maybe it's just maybe it's a mom thing to be
But it's
worried
not
about your
just
kids.
But it's not just me worrying about her, like my family, my partner, myself.
Oh,
Like,
I think that because you're asking what can you do sense for you, it's not like, oh, I have a planner, I have this, I have that. And I think
Well, I was going to say you need a journal.
I think that this is a great time for you to explore those questions and to try different things. And journaling is really good, and it's always been encouraged, because when you're journaling, you're forced to write things down. Sometimes you have to have a process to grab it and flush it out, and sometimes you do that with writing, right? Everyone's different. I would say, practice breath work. I would say try meditation, because when you're meditating, you're finding that time to just not think about something or anything and clear your mind out. And when you do that regularly, there are health benefits that comes with that too. Meditation scientifically, have had proven benefits.
We're going to meditate at the end of the session.
Yeah. And there's different types.
I mean, no, not meditate, breath work.
Breath work. Okay. There's different types of meditation. And I started TM meditation, which is transcendental meditation. I would say explore that, because
I've tried meditating before. It's so hard.
It is.
It is so hard to turn off my brain. I've tried it, and I probably just have to keep trying. I've done the gratitude journal, but I mean, that didn't last that long, because I feel like I'm grateful for the same thing every day. So I'm writing down like the same things.
Maybe I'll show you the journal I got, because it's not about saying gratitude every day, but it's more like a reflection. It gives you a question to focus on too, so that you can think through it.
And when I say journaling, it doesn't have to be gratitude. It could just be specifically like my anxiety journal. Like today, I worried about Presley falling over and hitting her head, and how, like, if this happens, what would I do? What actions do I need to do? Do we need to do as a family if this were to happen? You know? And then you're already planning ahead. Like, okay, if this happens, then I'm calling 911 right away. Like, I need to do these kinds of things, right? For me, it's like kind of thinking about those steps so that I know what actions to take if something like that happens.
Then you can
right?
lay it to rest.
Yeah, exactly. Because once you have that plan set up, you're like, okay, like I have the solution. I don't have to worry about it. Because if you keep just, a lot of times I feel like people get stuck on the worry or the problem, but they never think about the solution. For me, if there's a problem, I'm immediately thinking, okay, solution. What are 3 solutions that I can do right now? The easiest one, quick solve, midterm, long-term solution. You know, so I don't worry about things because I'm always thinking solutions.
Interesting.
For me, I think that I want to paint.
Yeah.
Being
creative.
Yeah, I have a bunch of canvas at home, and it stresses me out because in the past I've painted and I've thought, oh my gosh, this completely sucks. I just ruined the canvas. But you know, I have been encouraged lately to just do it, just paint how you feel. Even if you mess up on the canvas, you could always paint over it. But creatively, sometimes expressing yourself, seeing the colors, it could subconsciously you know, excite certain child parts of you and creativity parts of you. And, you know, I think as adults, we do lose the child in us more. Yeah. And so I want to circle back because I am a creative at the end of the day. So I want to do things like that more because I already do yoga and I already do what is working for me, but what more can I do?
Yeah.
You know? So
we both do yoga. She does yoga too, but she like is a person who works out. Like weights and things like that.
Pilates. I do Pilates, but then I told Emmy this before. When I work out, I want to break a sweat. I want to feel like I'm going to die before I
agree with Mom. I can't do yoga. I've tried yoga and I just get really bored.
Yeah.
So I need to feel like muscles are working and I am sweating. And
I want to be crawling out of that class, okay? for it to be worth it.
Not me.
When I do yoga, I don't do it for the physical. I do it for physical and mental.
Yes.
So to me, yoga is like that time I give to myself to kind of just do that thing for my space in my head and check in before I go to sleep or start the day correctly for me, you know?
We might have to do a yoga session, guys, because both Cash and I are certified to teach yoga.
So
it's so good, guys. Like just for the ability to focus.
Oh, I guess I have taken classes in college, and I still don't care for it because in my mind I think of it as like an exercise. So I'm not really sweating.
Yeah, no.
So it's like to me, I'm just like.
Yeah. I think my work, the reason why I like those really hardcore workouts is because then I'm not thinking about anything. My focus is I need to get through this.
Trying to make it out alive.
so then there's no thoughts in my head about work, about life. Like I'm just focused on getting through this workout. Whereas yoga, I have time to sit there and be like, think about my worries, you know? Like
I honestly, it's. You have to find a good yoga teacher. You know, someone that is in tune with you and you're in tune with them and the way they're teaching. You know, and they have the ability to focus your mind. That's important. If you go to like a basic yoga studio, I mean, you're just doing the movements and they're just teaching you the movements, right? But I think a really good yoga teacher is
it's a journey through the mind with your body, right? Like the breath work and everything. And I get it because when we started yoga, me and Ma started yoga together in the Midwest, and I remember we were all trying it out, the girls, and we all thought, this is not really making us break a sweat. There's no cardio, you know. And I was doing it just for the physical exercise of it, just like MB was saying. However, it wasn't until I was doing yoga and then I stopped for a couple of years and I went back to Northern California and I did yoga again, and then I fell in love with it because I realized I was connecting with the mental part of it. And one time I went to Santa Barbara. I had so much going on in my life. I did yoga and I just was crying, and I was just, I'm like, what is wrong
Wow.
with me? But I was stretching and I was crying, and I realized, wow, I was like, go, 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 go. And I never took the time
Yeah.
to just stop and take a break. And I finally stopped and
Yeah.
took a break in my body. Everything was coming out, you know?
That has never happened to me, but they say that we store a lot of stress and trauma and anxiety inside our body.
Physically.
Inside.
Yeah.
Like I might have to send you guys like this diagram, but like there's like a diagram that you can find online where it's like if you have like lower back pain, it's caused by a certain stress. If you have like certain pains, you know, from like there are different anxieties and traumas and stress that are causing those things, and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And usually when you do some hip opener moves, a lot of people cry there because a lot of like stress and trauma gets released.
How interesting.
It's so
That
it's
is
crazy.
really interesting.
I wonder if
Yeah.
I would cry if we went to go do
We'll
yoga.
have to do it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Open up your hips.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't cry. I don't know. That'll be pretty hard for me.
We'll have to do a session and get back
have
to you
do,
guys.
yeah, like
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So then my next question is this: okay, so we learned about like ourselves, like our major stressors, and what we can do to potentially get ahead of that this year. What about like your partners or your loved ones or your family? Like, have you noticed certain things that stress them out, and how can you help them de-stress?
Well, I mean, I know my partner's stressor. He voices it every day.
What's he stressed out about? That's good that he's communicating
on his
so
face.
he needs to figure it out.
How stressed he is.
No, I mean, he's really good at vocalizing it, but even if he doesn't,
You can see it on his
No,
face.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know that some things, like, he has a lot on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, the only solution I can give is try to make his life easier, too, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's going to take care of what he needs to take care of. And if he doesn't want my help, then the only thing I can do is, like, what can I do to help, to make things easier, right? So what can I take off your plate?
Yeah.
If that means, like, he needs to focus on work because he had a couple of projects and it's due, then I'll just take care of Presley and I'll get Presley out of his hair so he doesn't feel like he has to help me take care of Presley while he's still working and doing all this for us. Or else I just tell him, like, hey, you know, you should take time to do something for yourself. He loves to golf, so I just feel like go golfing. Like, I do not have a problem with him doing that because I just feel like, you know, you have to do something just for yourself. It doesn't have to always benefit me or like my family. It's like take time to do things that make you feel good and do it for
recharge.
yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's selfish at all because you can't be a good partner if you're unhappy.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to feel like, yes, even though we are a family, I still need you to be yourself, your own individual, do the stuff that you still love to do.
Yeah.
And I'm totally okay with that. If you need time to yourself, then take the time to yourself. I feel like that's the only way we can be good partners to each other and good parents.
Yeah.
Is when we can take that, like we understand that, and we can be like, you know, you've taken on a lot this week, this month, so you should just do something for yourself, and I will take care of the household while you go and do this.
I think that it starts with communication because we don't know how they like to de-stress unless it's either spoken about or they know how to ask for it. And you have to know how to ask for help too. Do we know how to ask for help? And do our partners know how to ask for help? And do we talk about these things as a couple, right? Or your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your sister, whatever, right? Those dynamics. Yeah.
How would you start the conversation if you see that somebody's stressed out, like a loved one?
I'm like, are you okay? Just kidding.
Yeah, that's
Well,
good
it starts
too,
with
you know?
that.
Yeah.
You know, but you can pick up on cues and body language and certain ways they're talking, their tendencies. Maybe they're more short fused or things like that. It depends. Or we can exhibit those same behaviors, right? But we need to know how to voice what we need from one another.
Yeah.
Even as friends, you know,
Yeah.
we have to know how to be there. And
Totally.
No, I mean, I would agree. I think the only thing I know to do is ask if they need help and how to take probably like work away from them so that it can make their life easier. But that's all I really know in regards to how to make their life less stressful. I mean, I'm not very good at vocalizing when I'm stressed either. So because usually when people are like, "Are you okay?" My answer is always, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay."
I know.
Automatic.
You know, I'll see her like moving around, like, I was like, are you okay? Are you mad at something? Or,
Yeah.
or are you? What did I say? I was like, are you sad?
And I was like,
She's like,
"No,
no.
I'm fine." Yeah.
But you can tell, right?
Yeah.
That something
Something's off.
you're concerned with something.
Yeah.
You may not be even aware of it, to be honest. Like when we're
Right.
thinking about it, and now that we're talking about it,
Yeah.
like I might see it in your face. I might be like, "Are you sad?" You're like, "Oh, I'm good." You may not even realize it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm offended you think I'm sad because my face looks sad. I'm just kidding.
Well, sometimes, you know,
No,
it's
yeah.
just like thoughts
No.
you have in your head and
Yeah.
you feel like it's not necessary to tell you
Yeah.
because I don't want to concern you. And there's sometimes where I'll be sitting there and my fiance talking to me. He's like, "What's wrong? Your face looks like you're thinking about something." And I'll brush it off because I'm like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
nothing."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, you look like something's wrong."
Yeah.
And he keeps pressing me. So I just ended up telling him like, "Oh, it's this," but it's really
Yeah.
nothing.
Right.
So for me, I do like what Ma says. I tend to not voice it
Carry it.
because it's like, well, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So me telling you is not gonna really do anything. Now it's just adding on top of whatever it is that you're stressed about.
Yeah. Now we both
Yeah.
worried. You know, now we both worried. Now we both sad. You know?
Yeah, and it's like I don't need him to calm me down because the thing is I can actually calm myself down.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just feel like it's unnecessary for me to tell you about
Yeah.
Yeah.
this because it's not happening.
Right.
It's just all in my head.
Yeah.
It's just things I'm thinking about.
Do you think that if you share it and you talk things through, it could maybe give you a different result and it could potentially help?
I mean, I do end up talking about it later. Like, I'll end up telling him, like, "Oh, like, there's days where, like, I'm thinking about this." And, he just reassures me, which it's like, I already know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nothing bad is going to happen. So it's not necessarily like I need him to tell me. I know this, and I just have to talk it through in my head. Like,
Process,
it's
yeah.
okay.
Exactly. Honestly, I respect that too. Like when you know it's minor, like why, put it out there? Why even stress somebody out? Why even waste their energy and their time too?
Yeah.
So that is actually being respectful. And then also sometimes you don't, like we just talked about. Sometimes you don't know what you're stressed out about. It's like, it's nothing. Let me think about it first. Like it's like something dumb.
Yeah.
And then when I've like completed that thought, then I can come to you. I want to talk a little bit about meditation, and then the we'll like finish up with the breath work.
Okay.
The breath work. So meditation, I find like a tip for me is when you are meditating, right? Eyes closed, hands relaxed at your side or on your knees, and really like look at your third eye. When we say look at your third eye or look from your third eye, it's kind of concentrating in that area, right?
Okay.
Focusing your attention to that area. And then as you breathe, like when I breathe, I like to count. But what I do is just 1, 2, 1, 2, or in, out to follow my breath. So it's like repetitive and I don't have to actually think about it,
Okay.
right? It's simple. If you continue to count, your brain actually is thinking about the next number, right? So you don't want to do that. You just want to do it very simple and allow that to become a wave, right? You're focusing on that area of your brain. Imagine you're at the beach and you're just looking at the wave going up and down. Like that really helps to reset your brain and focus and calm you down. So that's meditation. That I would say that's my tip for meditation.
Okay.
And then breath work. Let's close out by doing a breath work.
Okay.
With our eyes
This
closed
is
or open?
called.
Yeah. We'll close our eyes.
You know what? I'm gonna have you guys close your eyes. I'm gonna keep my eyes open, but this is called box breath.
Okay.
And so what you're gonna do is breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts,
Okay.
breathe out for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, then regular breath.
You
right?
count.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna count. I'm gonna count. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, it's like breathing, hold, exhaling, hold. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, all right, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in for 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it.
No, it with a giggle.
We're not getting through this exercise. Okay. Let's focus, guys. We're supposed to be de-stressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, laughing is decent.
Laughing.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay. Close your eyes.
Mhm.
Take a deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Regular breath.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? That breath, box breath.
I think it'll help you if you're having anxiety, bring you right back into your body.
Yeah.
Regulate your breathing.
But they do say that about if you have anxiety, you should practice breathing.
Yeah.
breath
Like take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you should do that 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think about that? The box breath, MB?
I've done it before.
Yeah.
It was part of like meditation.
Yeah.
For my previous work in the morning, they wanted to encourage us to meditate, so they did the whole box breathing.
Yeah.
So I am familiar with that. I think during the time when you are stressed, I'm not even thinking about that. So I think it's remembering to focus on my breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would encourage you doing like every morning, every night, or in the afternoon. Don't wait until you're like stressed out.
Yeah.
Obviously do it when you're stressed out, but like once you get into the rhythm of it, like it becomes like a habit,
Right.
and you're already starting to regulate your brain,
Yeah.
you know.
I have to admit, I'm terrible with just breathing. Like just
Okay. No, first of all,
Me too. Difficult being a human. Difficult being a human and breathing.
because I do have anxiety, and it is difficult, and I think that's why it's difficult for me to sleep too, because when I'm sleeping and I'm thinking about things, I take very short, shallow breaths, and you know, when you're really relaxed and you're in deep sleep, you take deep, long breaths. You know, and when I can't sleep, I've recognized that that's what I'm doing. So sometimes in bed, I have to self-regulate and breathe and take deep, long breaths.
Yeah.
Even yoga, you know, when you're reaching out, you're inhaling. When you're going down, you're exhaling. And when I'm doing yoga with aerobics, I'm always breathing incorrectly. They're like, inhale, exhale, and I'm always like,
Wow.
Me too.
opposite.
Oh, wow.
They're like, are you supposed to be exhaling? I'm like, really?
And then I get stressed out. I'm like, hold on, let me just
Yeah.
put another breath.
Yeah.
Inhale and get into cue with them. You know.
Okay.
But breath work is really important. It helps regulate so much, and I think we don't realize that.
Yeah. My key to breathing in yoga is like follow your own breath. Even if the instructor is saying something else, you have to keep a consistent breath for yourself and your body, right?
Yeah.
Certain movement, it works better with inhaling or exhaling. But I would say when you're first starting out, just maintaining that in, out. No matter what move you're doing, that breath needs to be consistent, you know?
Okay.
All right.
I guess this
Okay.
stress episode has got us.
We're no longer stressed.
Include the clip in there as to why this girl is cracking up. It's because my eyeliner was all over my eyelid, and she was like cracking up.
Nah, we're keeping that clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you can think a little bit about this year and how you can prevent some stressors in your life that you are aware of, or if you think about it now, like, you know, you can get ahead of that. Please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
And over time, at the beginning, you're still going to think about a lot of things, but once that concentration and your breath becomes focused,
What
I'm like thinking of something else. Sorry,
What
we're
are you
gonna
thinking
need to
about?
cut that. We're gonna cut that out anyways.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. It's just because your mascara is all over.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm distracted.
We're gonna have to
We're gonna
cut.
that out.
but-
Sorry. It's
Is it here?
Yes.
It's fine, right? No, they're not gonna see it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
I think it's
It's
fine.
fine.
I think
Okay.
It's fine. No one's gonna see it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're doing that breathwork part again.
Yeah.
Over?
Meditation. No, we'll
No,
do that breath
well,
work.
well,
then. I'm finishing the meditation.
The reason why she's looking at it because you're closing her eyes
you're
and we can
closing
see
your
it.
eyes.
So then she.
I'm not focused on what you're
Don't
saying.
worry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to stay focused and not let it distract
My
me.
my
I was like, I'm not gonna get
eyeliner
distracted.
is
She looks
talking.
serious.
Okay.
Sorry.
it is serious. Okay.
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 We're gonna
Okay.
cut all that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, like it becomes like a wave, right? So, like, let's say if you're. Oh my god.
It's pretty bad.
You just have to go.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, now it's on your nose.
Hey,
Okay, now it's on your nose. On the side, the side of your nose.
finish.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's finish.
Okay.
Hold on. Let her recollect herself.
Gee, this is horrible,
Sorry.
guys. Don't use this thing. Don't use this product.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
Where's your
nose is
little
better.
Q-tips?
It is on Presley's little like.
It's okay, just don't close your eyes, girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you do it with your eyes open?
Yeah. Okay. I'll open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Don't close your eyes
Keep your
because
eyes
I'm
open.
closing and then I have to open it so that it makes
Close
sense
fast,
because
yeah.
it was
Okay.
closed before.
which is fine.
Can you just close my
It's like the stain talking to me. Like when I see a stain.
We're not gonna do breath work if she keeps laughing.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this in because this is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't focus on her makeup.
Yeah. Don't focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.